The next fly we're going to work with is a blue-winged olive again, and it's called a Comparidun. And it refers to the way the wing is put on the fly. That's the Comparidun part. So 14 size hook, dry fly. I've got some olive thread on, and I'm going to make my tail just out of hackle barbels. And the same, 6 or 8, something like that. Body length of the shank, or a little longer if you can get it. And I'm just going to let them stick out back. I'm not going to worry whether they're sticking up or not, but you can work with that as you wish. So I have my barbels on. Now I'm going to take a biot, and this is just a blue-winged olive colored biot. I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom of the biot facing me, and tie that on. Then I'm going to take that biot and make my body. Get back a little bit where the tie-in point is, so I have that covered nicely, and then move forward with each succeeding wrap just touching the previous wrap, or just over it a little bit to get my rib going. Right up to the thorax. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, now we're going to tie that off. 3-4 nice wraps. Get rid of my excess. Eye is open. Have my little olive body on, a little tail going on. I want to come back again to about the quarter mark. Okay, and for the wing, the standard is you actually have deer hair that's Comparidun hair. It's real fine. It's a little bit difficult to work with until you get used to it, but it's a finer deer hair. You could also use like coastal deer hair is very similar to Comparidun hair. Or if you don't have it, you could use regular deer hair. So what I'm going to use tonight is Antron yarn. And I'm going to tie it off along the side a little bit. About the length I think I want the wing to be. And we're just going to put 1 or 2 wraps on it like that. Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut that off pretty short. Then I take another hank and I'm going to put that right beside it, pretty close to the same length as possible, and tie it into the same tie-in point with the pinch wrap. And I'm going to cut that off. Then I'm going to take and use the same piece, put another one right beside it, same tie-in point, and cut that off. Then I have to determine, is that going to be enough? It looks a little short, so I'm going to tie in another piece as close to the same length as possible, and cut that off. And you may have to fuss with it just a little bit in order to get it the threads that cut off short enough. All right, and tying that on, I move backwards a little bit, so I'm going to bring it forward. Okay, now that might be enough. We're going to try it. Now I'm going to come forward, bring my wing back and come forward to get that as a group. And then I can bring it over behind. Finish getting that together as a nice, the start of a nice wing. Okay? Now if you want, you can drop a little glue in there or something, that's fine. And I think what I'm going to do with this is just use thread as the thorax. It'll help secure the wing in a little bit. And if you want it thicker, make it thicker. Put a couple more hanks on. So all I'm going to do with this now is tie it off. I'll finish trimming it up a little better later on. like so. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to start to fan it out. Get these to kind of loosen up a little bit. And I want that wing to kind of be together. But what I want is that outside of the wing to be down where it's going to touch the water. And you can fuss with this a long time if you want to. But what you want is it to look basically like this. So we have this half moon, and when it rests on the water, these lower parts will rest it right on the water. Okay? Now with that, because we want to secure this up a little bit, what you can do is use head cement if you want, or take a very light bit of super glue and put it on the back of those threads at the bottom. And then that might move around a little bit, so then get it to stand up. As that glue starts to set, work your wings down again. Oh, I got a little bit of glue on the wings, so that's not good, but you get the idea. And work your wings down a little bit.
So basically what you've done is it's the first form of
Try to fluff them out.
as it's transitioning. But it's not
And
yet-
there you have a basic
it's not mature enough yet.
Comparidun blue-winged olive. Now if you want, if everything isn't equal, you can go in and trim things down a little bit.
And
So
so
it's up to you. So you want that wing to be pretty flat right in front of the eye, spread out in kind of a half moon. And when that head cement or glue ends up, you want it to look something like that.
they're already winged insects.
And I'd probably trim this up a little bit on top, make it a little more even. But that's a basic Comparidun.